Hey everybody, Pete Popovich with PNP Real Estate. Thanks for joining us for another PNP Short. Today I'm here with Ben Russ, loan officer at Prime Lending. Ben, thanks for joining us. Uh, Closing can be delayed very easily. There's a bunch of different variables that can happen. Ben today is going to give us kind of his top three things that you can do to make sure that you don't get delayed at the closing table. So Ben, you see a lot of things happening. You see a lot of delays. What would be, say, a couple of the things that you see most often?
Well, it begins and ends with really good communication with your loan officer. You have to understand the expectation when it comes to getting the documents in and being able to gather things quickly, get it into us so we can get our file put together and get it sent up. The quicker we can, I like to front load that process, the quicker we can get it in and get it through, the less likely chance that there's going to have to be something at the last minute that needs to be requested. So if we can work hard for the first week or so, it makes the rest of the process much smoother.
So you send me the information, they get it filled out, they get it back to you. If there's anything else, you'll get it to them as soon as you can. But if they delay 2-3 days on one set, they delay 2-3 days. Now you're a week behind, and it can
Yeah,
cause
typically there's 2 rounds of documentation. We're going to gather everything we think we're going to need for the file, and then once the underwriter reviews it, there's a couple trailing steps or conditions that we need to clear, and then we'll get it ready for closing.
All right, so we're a coastal area. We're an island in Hilton Head, Bluffton, surrounded by water. And insurance is a lot different than up north, and where most people are coming from. Does that play a factor in this as well?
Absolutely. You want to get your insurance quotes early. Start doing stuff as soon as you get within 30 days. You can bind the insurance, get your quotes. Determine who you want to use so we can get the evidence insurance in early. We used to do it, people do it at the last minute, and these things have to be reviewed, so we want to get them in as soon as possible so that we don't, have any delays when it comes to that.
All right, easy enough. So during the contract, you have inspections, you have this, you have that. Sometimes people think it's easier if they just say, well, I'll give you a credit for closing and the buyer will take it. But that can delay the closing too, can it?
Yeah. I suggest get the home inspections early. That way if there's some repairs or anything that need to be hashed out with the seller or renegotiated, you can work out credits in lieu of them, whatever you need to do. Any kind of addendums we need to get into the file, because when the appraisal is completed, if there's any credits, that appraiser's going to have to notate that in the appraisal, and we want to make sure all those credits get applied right at closing, so you get exactly what you think you're getting.
And you guys at Prime Lending, did you have a certain range that if there is a credit that you guys can escrow that?
Yeah, typically if there's something that's not cured right, or if for whatever reason a seller doesn't want to make a repair, we can do an escrow holdback where we can do up to $2,500 without any real issue to fix punch list items, and we do go up to 10% on that. So if there's something that's a little more major that needs to be done, typically as long as it's not structural, that's not a problem at all. So we can, that's a way to hold a deal together if you have a buyer and seller that kind of don't want to budge on what they're doing.
So you guys are doing all you can to make sure that it closes on time.
Yeah, we get an opportunity to do a deal, we want to get it closed.
Wonderful. So those are a couple great things to keep in mind. If you have any other further questions on how you can avoid any delays in closing, call Ben at Prime Lending, call me at PNP Real Estate. Thanks for joining us. Until next time.
Thanks.